that is writing on the wall. I may end up walking out if it comes down to it.
And she had said before, when we were here, that he had said, don't dig in the basement. If you don't bother it, it won't bother you.
We're gonna dig in the basement.
Don't. It just said don't. Did you hear that?
Mm-hmm.
We have pinpointed the moment that the coin entered Renee's pocket.
I do not like it down here. All alone, it is very creepy. I got a very, very bad feeling.
But we're gonna go in there tonight and face it head on. So we are back again, returning to the cursed cabin.
Have you ever had anybody that actually liked living in that cabin down there that didn't have bad things happen to them?
Everybody else, everybody gets it, laid in it, ends up dying.
People have died.
Yeah.
People that actually lived in this cabin, they left the property and they died because of that. They legitimately think there's a curse.
This is a location we've been really nervous to return to because 2 years ago, when we investigated this location, we had some pretty negative activity.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Where are you, Lucy?
As soon as he said 10.
Yes. As soon as he said 10, that thing stopped.
Exactly.
You saw I did not move any switch.
No.
What? Get chills. I swear I just heard something. Ooh.
What?
I swear I just heard a whisper that's like, I'm right behind you. No. I swear.
We had disembodied voices in the cabin with us.
Oh no, they're playing a Native American chant upstairs. Okay, good. Whew.
Jason was scratched across his back.
Because there's scratch marks on your back.
Up here?
Yeah.
There is.
Ryan, you're over here, dude. You want to see this?
Oh my, yeah.
There's scratch on his f***ing back, dude.
No, they're there. They're there.
Is it well?
With or without the light? Okay. We'll bring it.
Yeah, they're starting to welt. Mm-hmm.
You are.
Don't move.
It's like a voice.
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah.
I can start to film.
Yep, I can see it.
Starting to burn.
And probably the strangest occurrence of the night was when Renee found a rare Israeli coin in her pocket.
What is this?
That is the coin that ended up in my left pocket when we were finished filming in the basement.
They're probably wondering, okay, well, there's a coin in your pocket. Well, now the odd thing about this is I want you all to take a look at this coin and tell me whether you've ever seen a coin like this. The weirdest part about this coin, from what you see it's definitely something that we had never seen before. And so Steve's kind of an expert in coins. He collects old coins. And he looked into it while we were still there before we left the cabin, and he said, that coin is from Israel.
The experiences in this cabin made us really nervous to come back here and investigate again.
Oh yeah, nervous, apprehensive, almost maybe an understatement. Of course, none of the 6 of us are people that turn away, turn down, back away from places like this. We just kind of face it and go ahead first. So hopefully we'll, won't be able to stir up anything too nasty tonight, but it's still young, so.
Yeah, I mean, just from your point of view, because you had a very negative experience in there when you were scratched across the back, and you haven't gone inside the cabin yet today at all.
No.
What do you feel, or how do you feel about going back in here with the same energy or entity that tried to physically harm you last visit?
Definitely more of a respect for whatever it is, you know? I mean, it's definitely a newfound respect, understanding of its abilities and its potential. It, as in, you know, we don't know exactly what this is that we're dealing with, human or something a little stranger. But yeah, apprehensive, just, I don't know. I'm already a little bit on edge, so you know, don't be surprised if I happen to just go out real fast, and that is writing on the wall. I may end up walking out if it comes down to it. With that, I'm just going to walk out. I'm just going to walk out of here.
What's interesting is Polly just told us today that she noticed something in the original part 1 of the Cursed Cabin episode, and that was actually a clip that wasn't used in the second part. When I was editing it together, I omitted that section of part 2, just because I wasn't quite sure how it would fit into the investigation, but I used it in the tease in part 1.
You all right?
What is it?
What was
What
that?
was that?
What was
I
that?
just heard something.
It was behind
That
us.
sounded like a loud movement.
It was big.
And Polly has all of us convinced now that we have pinpointed the moment that the coin entered Renee's pocket. As she's standing there, we hear a noise behind us that almost sounds like metallic movement, and we spin around and look. But just before we spin around and look, Renee's jacket is pulled, the pocket of her jacket, the same pocket where she found that coin. You can see it pull 3 times.
You all right?
What is it?
What was
What
that?
was that?
What was
I
that?
just heard something.
It was behind us.
That sounded like a loud movement.
When we interviewed the owner of this cabin, she told us about multiple deaths of people that have lived in this cabin and then died. How many people have actually died in there?
It's the one that hasn't died in there, gets sick, that's been trying to stay in and end up dying. Charlene, Jack, Tiny,
Bill,
Bill, Daddy. I don't know. I just know that cabin is a death trap.
One thing that we can't understand is how this curse actually works. And since we were here 2 years ago, there's been another death associated with the curse that they believe is on this cabin. The owner said that a young man who lived in the area approached her and asked her if he could come over the hill and strip copper out of the cabin. And she told him that he should not go down there, and she would not recommend him even going anywhere near this cabin, because that is how terrified they are of this cabin. She's not sure whether or not he actually came down here or not. She is under the impression that he still came down here. And 3 days later, they found his body up on top of the hill, and he had died of an overdose. What's strange about that is it always comes in threes. The boy, 3 days after he asked to strip copper, he's found dead. 3 days after we investigate this cabin last time, Renee has symptoms of a heart attack. Her jacket pocket is pulled 3 times. Jason is scratched on the back, and he has 3 scratches. It's just very strange.
Just so you guys know, like, I'm feeling chills
Are ya?
all on my back right now. You know, just instantaneously. Well, as soon as we started going on the topic of threes,
Yeah.
like the whole back of my neck, my arms, and everything.
Wow. Yeah. It's weird, and while we're here tonight...
And my eyes are starting to well up, too.
Well, if there's anybody back there behind Steve, we're going to talk to you here in just a little bit. We ask you to come in and talk to us when we're here tonight. We're going to try and communicate. We want to have a conversation, find out why you hurt people in this cabin. But while we're here, we're going to try and look into these very odd coincidences surrounding the number 3 to find out whether it is a coincidence or whether there is some very important numerology in that. But the coincidence is just too strong. That number appears everywhere we look when we look at the evidence that we captured in this cabin. We don't have an explanation for it. I don't know what's here in this cabin. I don't think any of us have any idea what haunts this cabin or what this curse is. But we're gonna go in there tonight and face it head on.
So here we are, the 6 of us. We are about to officially enter this cabin. And here we go. This is going to be our first session of the night.
Let's get in there. Feels weird in here. Is that just me? Is there anyone here who remembers us from 2 years ago?
Can you give us a sound to let us know you're here?
What was that?
It sounded like downstairs.
Yeah. Sounded like movement.
That's the second time I've heard that.
Yeah. What was that?
It sounded like downstairs.
Yeah. Are you down in the basement? Is that it?
Yeah. You can actually feel that in the floor.
Mm-hmm.
Is that it?
Yeah. You can actually feel that in the floor.
Mm-hmm.
What's right below this? The big room?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna run down there and check it out and see what's down there.
And I could actually feel that through
I
my
felt the
boot.
vibration, yeah.
Okay, we're hearing some noises from down here in the basement, so I'm running down here to check and see if there's anything down here. Any animals or anything like that that might have gotten in through the door.
If you're still down there, give Ryan a sound. He's in the basement with you.
Hello?
there anyone down here? Okay. I do not like it down here. All alone, it is very creepy. I got a very, very bad feeling. I don't like this one bit. Who's around me right now?
Last time we were here, there was scratching going down the wall down there behind Jason. Can you do that again?
I'm freaked out, guys.
He's coming back.
There's a doorway.
There's nobody down there. Could you hear me?
Yeah, a little bit.
Who asked the question about scratching on the wall behind Jason?
Me.
Okay, it didn't sound like you from down there.
It didn't?
No, it was weird. It like gave me chills because it sounded almost like a mixture of your voice and Jason's voice.
Huh.
It's kind of creepy. Could be just it was muffled from the floor.
More than likely. Yeah.
It's definitely creepy in the basement, though. Let me just point that out. Like my fight or flight response kicked in a little bit there for no reason.
Which end of the basement? This end?
I went in the room that's right underneath of us right now, and I don't feel it. I don't right now standing up here. I don't feel it at all. Like I don't feel sick at all anymore.
It's calm. It's been calm up here.
Yeah.
I've been curious about something. She wants us to dig in the part of the basement that's closest to her house, right that way.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
The ground is soft.
Right. But a lot of the stuff that's happened to you, like the first night you guys were here, Mountain Air Paranormal, kind of happened, like with the stove and all that happened in the kitchen, right? The part that caught on fire, correct?
Right.
What if whatever's supposedly or allegedly buried on this property is not exactly buried under the basement, but buried underneath where the kitchen's at? It seems like everywhere she wanted us to dig was towards that side of the basement and closer to the house. That point of the basement that's covered with concrete is close to the corner where the kitchen used to be. Yeah, because we can't dig in the big part of the basement; it's all concrete.
And when we got down 2.5, 3 feet, there was like a plank of wood. We couldn't really dig it all out, but we pounded on it with the shovel and it sounded hollow underneath. For some reason they want that dug.
Yeah.
Bad stuff happens in this cabin when you dig in the basement. This cabin will try and kill you when you dig in the basement. So I think we need to dig in the basement tonight.
And she said, right on his deathbed, didn't she say?
Mm-hmm.
And he said,
his last words he spoke.
whatever you do, don't dig in that basement. That's what she said today.
So her grandfather, who pretty much built the cabin,
Her husband's grandfather.
or her husband's grandfather, who pretty much built the cabin, said, "Whatever you do, don't dig in the basement."
Yeah. And she had said before, when we were here, that he had said, don't dig in the basement. If you don't bother it, it won't bother you. But nobody knows what the it is because he didn't tell them. He wouldn't tell them what it was.
Right. That's really weird. So what is it? I guess that's what we're here to find out. All right, so in the kitchen back there behind Steve, that kitchen used to be one of the most active areas in this cabin, and you set it on fire. Or something set it on fire. It's now almost completely gone. Use this fire as energy. Use it to make something happen. or if you can, put the fire out.
You've already torched this room. Ryan's holding an element that'll help you torch this room. Is that what you want? You want the whole cabin torched to the ground? We brought you the element to do it.
See, we have to find out first, before this cabin goes, we have to find out what you're hiding in the basement, why you don't want people to dig. So here in a little bit, we're going to go down there and we're going to try and figure it out. And if you don't want us to dig, you're more than welcome to try and stop us.
Maybe there is no rhyme or reason to why you're here. Someone long ago or more recent, maybe they brought you here, allowed you to be here. And all you want to do is screw with people. Lead them to their deaths, lead them to paranoia, frighten ladies. All the while you know that they can't see you, and they can't, in their own minds, do anything about it.
So stop hiding. You know you like to play with fire.
Can you do that? Just like that. Breeze past it. Make the flame move. Do you want me to put this flame to the ceiling and get it started and then have us take off and run for the hills? What do you think? Flame a no-go? Take it back outside? Before somebody drops it and the place goes up in a blaze? Okay, so this is just an amp with pedals on it, and it filters out the sweeping of the spirit box, and it's a PSB7 spirit box. So the voices that you're hearing through are not from any application or computer program. It's just from a PSB7, just from a spirit box. What's your name? What was that?
Who makes the fire?
Isn't that weird?
Who makes the fire?
Not sure. There were 3 different words that came through all with the same voice.
Are there people buried in the basement?
What'd that say?
Thought it said F you.
I did too.
I thought I heard.
That's what was.
That's why I turned around. I thought I heard.
Are we allowed to dig in the dirt?
That sounded a little bit aggressive.
Yeah.
Do you not want us to dig?
We're gonna dig in the basement.
Don't. It just said don't. Did you hear that?
Mm-hmm.
Loud
Why?
and clear.
We're gonna dig in the basement. We're gonna dig in the basement.
Don't. It just said don't. Did you hear that?
Mm-hmm.
Why can we not dig in the basement?
Did it say please don't? I hurt them. Did you hear that?
I heard hurt them.
I heard hurt them.
I heard please don't. I hurt them. Did it say please don't? I hurt them. How did you hurt them?
Is there a woman buried? Is there a woman buried under here?
It sounded like a woman.
First woman we've heard.
Who built this cabin? What is your name? Oh.
1, 2, 3, eat. I heard 1, 2, 3. Did you hear that?
Yeah.
Counting to 3.
But while we're here, we're going to try and look into these very odd coincidences surrounding the number 3. But the coincidence is just too strong. That number appears everywhere we look when we look at the evidence that we captured in this cabin.
We're gonna take a shovel and go and dig in the basement. Right now.
You can't stop us. Are there 3? Could there be 3 bodies buried down there? Is one a woman?
Alright, well, we're going to go down there and dig.
We're gonna dig the whole basement up. We're gonna find your secret.
We were told by the owner, just like last time, that it makes something angry to dig in the basement. The original builder of the cabin on his deathbed said, don't dig in the basement, whatever you do. Even talked about something that it could unleash, so we did it last time, we're doing it this time.
was this built?
The cabin was built in 1929.
So it shouldn't be very, very deep. Maybe over a foot. Now, of course, if we were to find something down here, we'll have to,
Yeah.
you know,
It's our
get a hold of
property.
the police or somebody. If we find human remains, I mean.
Left? Should I move to the left?
You getting mad? Come on, you know what the secret is.
We're here with Renee, and we're going to be incorporating a certain item into the investigation as we go back down into the basement here at the Cursed Cabin. Renee, does this look familiar to you?
Yeah.
Is this the coin that you found in your pocket, right?
Yep.
Be your left pocket, right?
My left pocket.
And what we want to do is to take the coin back into the basement of the cabin, into the same area, same place that it appeared in your pocket.
Okay.
So, what do you think about that? You up to it?
Yeah. Let's do it.
Set on down there.
Let's do it.
I'm gonna sit right on top.
Setting the coin right there on top of the EDI meter.
As you already know, we're back. We come to make communication with you. We brought an item back that someone or something from this cabin put into our friend Renee's pocket, and it's right over there on top of that device. Can you touch that coin? There's a lot of people that don't believe you exist, that don't believe that you have the capability to do what we know that you did. Were you being nice to Renee? If so, it's kind of hard to believe that when she had heart trouble 3 days after visiting here. Now, one thing, we're unsure of why someone would want to hurt Renee. She's one of the sweetest people we've ever known. And I think I can speak for all of us. It kind of pisses us off that you would try and hurt our friend. Or scare our friend.
Did you hear that?
Yeah.
Right above,
Yeah, that was way above us.
right here.
We're talking to you. Or scare our friend. Or scare our friend.
Did you hear that?
Pick on a person like Renee.
Yeah, right. What did I have? Hold this. Something that's crawling on me or something.
Is it a bug?
Turn around.
I don't know, but it was like going like this right down my arm. On the, like under your shirt? Like right here.
I don't see anything in the air.
We've been walking through here, there wouldn't be any cobwebs. We've been in and out here multiple times.
Oh, did you hear that? Yeah. Right above us. Above us again.
Was that above or the couch?
That was just right above.
Very close.
I don't know, that was weird. It was just like going like that down my arm.
Is that what you felt, Steve, the last time you jumped?
Yeah.
But if you listen back to the end of part one, like we watched, her puppet moves first.
And
Then you jump, and then you hear this noise. Sounds to me like a handful of coins being thrown against the wall.
You alright?
What is it?
that? What was
What
that?
was that?
What was
I just heard something.
It was behind us.
This is like a loud movement.
It was big.
physical state.
The sound distracted everybody.
And they could have been actual coins, but like from their side of the
Right.
spirit veil, in a way.
And one slipped through.
Which means, if she was standing here, and it went in her pocket, which would be this one right here, right? The left one.
Right.
They would have been right here, more than likely. Because it would have had to come down this way into the pocket.
No, so what's happening here is we are in the basement of the cursed cabin where we are splitting up exactly how we were 2 years ago when we had an insane amount of activity. We had myself, Dave, and Steve down here in the basement, and then Polly, Renee, and Jason upstairs.
Okay, we're ready to begin.
All right, we are too.
So we're gonna start whispering, right?
Yep.
Okay, here we go.
Is there anyone down here who wants to talk to us? Could you knock one of these meters off of the couch?
If there's anyone here, my name is Jason. This is Polly and Renee.
Did you bury people in this basement? Make that thing light up if you did.
In the middle of us, we have a candle.
We know your secret.
You can use the flames as your energy.
And we're going to tell everybody your secret. Unless you knock that off of there or make it light up. Do it.
We're in a circle. And when we were here before, years ago, a friend was making circles on a piece of paper. We said, there's meaning in the motion. So what is the meaning of a circle?
I'm not sure how the fire started in the kitchen, but we can always make sure it finished the job. Do you want this place torched to the ground? Yes or no?
Why do you like fire so much?
Want this place torched? There's none. What was that?
What?
Did you set the kitchen on fire?
Are you guys sitting down?
Yes.
What was that noise?
We didn't hear anything.
Really?
What did you hear?
It sounded like dragging from up there.
Or a hissing sound.
Or like a hissing sound.
I thought it came from where I heard you, Dave.
That was weird. The camera had to have picked that up. Okay, back to whispering. Sorry.
Can you show us what you can do with this fire here between the three of us?
Now, the only way that you're going to prove it is there's two devices right here. Interact with one of them.
Was that your belly?
What was that?
I don't know. I thought it was our belly. It wasn't.
That was right between you all.
Did you go? Mm-mm. That was what I heard. I thought that was you. Mm-mm.
Did you used to murder people down here? And bury them?
I thought it was you. Because I thought you went, that wasn't you.
Mm-mm.
I thought it was your belly growling.
No. I mean, if it was, I would have said it.
Yeah. I don't know what that was.
Get back to the, well, you were saying, show us what you could do with the fire, right?
Can you show us what you can do with the fire here in between the three of us? Polly, Renee, and myself?
Willie, are you down here? Did you kill those people? Did you bury them down here in your basement?
I don't think you can do anything anymore. You got weak. You got weak and you're afraid of fire now.
Almost 100 years ago, you did this. And your family is still afraid of what you told them. How does that make you feel?
So we're down here in the basement now. We're getting ready to start our first ever Shepherd's Tones experiment in the cursed cabin. We've done it at a few of the past locations, and we are going to be playing the Shepherd's Tones here in the basement to try and see if it can help draw any spirits towards us, or maybe it can intensify the energy and help pull out paranormal activity. But what Shepherd's Tones are, a descending tone and an ascending tone played simultaneously, and it actually gives the illusion that you have the tones increasing and decreasing in pitch. So it's kind of interesting, and we're hoping that we'll be able to capture some evidence with that. So let's do this.
I am going to be playing it from my phone, but my phone is in airplane mode, so
Yeah, he hasn't recorded on there.
Nobody yell at us here.
Is there anybody here? So the coin's right here. Can you reach up and grab it? Put it in one of our pockets? Oh, shoot. There it was.
That caught it, yeah?
That did. Thank you. Ooh, it's going off again.
Yeah.
Something else.
Can you continue?
Yep, it's in there. Thank you.
Appreciate that.
That's weird. Shoot.
Whoa.
Setting off barometric pressure and temperature at the same time.
Pretty crazy.
Does it help you with the tones, or does it help you when they're not on? Oh, wow. So it does help you then. Can you move to this other meter and make it go off?
If you are connected to the coin that our friend Renee found in her pocket, can you activate one of these devices?
Now that nobody's lived here in years, is the curse gone? Do you not bother people anymore just because nobody lives here? You have the place to yourself?
Watch your head.
Holly and Renee just got here. Can you say hello? I think tonight was a successful investigation, not only because we were able to capture some unexplained things, but also because we were able to face our fear. And we were able to come back into a location that literally almost killed one of us last time.
It's funny you say that too about fear, because us coming in for the second time, regardless of what happened, well, not necessarily regardless in a bad way, but regardless of what happened in the first investigation, that we were all here, that initial fear was not as great.
Right.
So by us coming back could have very well, in a way, lessened the effect on us that this place potentially would have had.
Yeah. But who knows? Maybe the worst is yet to come. Maybe this investigation's less activity, less evidence, more aftermath.
Yeah.
Who knows? But we won't
say that.
We won't know it until we leave. So
I wonder if we ever come back.
we may have to come back someday.
Maybe.
Yeah.